You know, reminiscing about albums, I was speaking about Andy Baldwin and the first album, and his assistant was Jan Skubiszewski then, who was young and learning producing and doing a lot of, you know, just learning under Andy. And then many years later, we did an album with Jan, you know, who's an extraordinary producer and engineer in his own right now, and musician too. Anyway, the thing that about a 20-year career is you go through so many different stages, and the Cat Empire has always been about celebrating something with an audience, you know. And the first album, and Two Shoes, and to a degree So Many Nights, they were still youthful albums, you know. They were about that exploration, about that event in the night, about that romantic kind of collision. And then you go through points where you've toured a lot and done a lot of shows, and then you sort of change and you digress, and you go like, am I doing something honest at the moment? Am I trying to force something? And as part of that, you explore different ideas. And at a certain point, for me anyway, I definitely can't talk about the other guys in this experience. There were some middle years after So Many Nights where I was, you know, going through heartbreak, going through different, wanting to explore different musical avenues, wanting to do something sort of more measured musically, whereas the Cat Empire was still this momentous kind of machine of a band that was touring and doing really well and everything like that, and we were still bringing that sense of festivity to audiences every night. But at a certain point, something clicked. I got over my sense of self-importance, I guess, or of seriousness musically, and I came back to the Cat Empire and realised that this band doesn't have to define me as a musician, but it is really imperative that you just have fun with it, and that you celebrate the musicians in the band, you celebrate the audience arriving with a sense of occasion, and you celebrate just how diverse the sound is and how unexplainable it is and how kind of crazy the whole concept is. And for me, Steal the Light was a moment where we kind of returned to the intent of the first album, and Jan Skubiszewski, who's the producer on that album, helped us get to that moment again. And I really think that we kind of recaptured something of that spirit, and I just wanted to write big choruses, and I wanted to get back to that feeling of exuberance and overflowingness, you know. Like, forget the glass half full or the glass half empty. Like, I wanted the glass to be like overflowing. Like it had to be champagne, and Jan brought that sense of like the exotic back into the Cat Empire again, and the idea of like let's do what the Cat Empire does really well. And for me, it was a kind of a renaissance moment where, after years of touring and some jaded times, you know, for me personally, I was back into like, I love playing percussion, I love dancing to music, I love, you know, doing what the Cat Empire does and not overthinking it. And Steal the Light, for me, stands up as one of the best albums, if not the best for me, because it was just an acceptance of the joy of what this band can do in a unique way. And songs like the title track and Brighter Than Gold and I guess Still Young have become real amazing moments in the set, you know, live.